map. Okay, so no. So what we're about to do is morph the area of each country according to how much peer-reviewed science research is conducted in that country. Okay, let's do that. So this is a measure of who's doing the most science in the world. Some countries will shrink relative to that area you see here. Others will expand depending on how active they are in science. So let's check out what happens when we do this. Whoa, the United States is sitting fat and pretty there, I'd say. That's America. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wait, what's that big purple region away? Whoa, what was that? What's that purple? Whoa. What country is that? Japan, kicking major science butt on the map right there. One of the great tragedies is Africa shrinking to nothing in area on this chart. Compared with the area it actually occupies in the world, that is a modern day tragedy right there, given the natural resources that are prevalent within it. Europe is huge. They split formerly Eastern Europe, that's in blue, from Western Europe, that's in those shades of pink. So, oh, and there you have Brazil, that's the aerospace industry kicking in there. All right, so you look at this, you say, hey, we're doing pretty good. Tyson, what are you complaining about? Okay? Okay? This is the wrong map. What you want to look at is not how much science is going on, no. You want to look at the change in how much science is going on from the year 2000 to 2010. That's the trend line. That is the future of the world. Compare the difference in published research papers in all sciences between 2000 and 2010, and you get this. Europe is even bigger. Japan is even bigger. China is huge. Africa is even smaller. This is the changing landscape of the world. As everyone else understands the value of innovative investments in science and technology in ways that we do not, we slowly fade. This is the fading that worried me when Russia says, oh, you guys want to join us for a mission that will save your West Coast? You say, well, sure, well, we got our space program. We lead the world in space. How about space? We've got some faulty memory going on. One of them is that we're space pioneers. That's a faulty memory. Okay? Yuri Gagarin was launched into orbit 50 years ago, April 12th, okay? We all know that. Did you know, however, that he, and I tweeted this, by the way, he was the fourth mammal to achieve this feat after dogs, guinea pig, and mice. Then we sent a human, they all Russian, a Russian dog, Laika, guinea pig and mice, then Yuri Gagarin. So let's look at the full list. Dogs, in order, dogs, guinea pigs, mice, Russian human, chimpanzee, American human. Does that sound like we're pioneers here? We come behind Russian mice. The Russians did all this first. They came up with the rocket formula, for goodness sake. This is the formula that tells you that most of the fuel in your rocket that's yet to be burned requires fuel to lift it to a place so that you can later on burn it. That's why the Saturn V rocket, 32 stories tall, the astronauts are in the up a little bitty bitty, and all the rest is a bomb, basically, all right? First satellite, first animal, first human, first woman, first black person in space, first to land on the moon with a robots. First lunar rover, they photographed the far side of the moon. Earthrise from the moon. Venus, Mars, spacewalk. Now, we have a few firsts. We have a couple. First, space docking. First to land on the moon. We crossed the asteroid belt first. First to achieve hyperbolic velocity, velocity that escapes the solar system. Okay, but still, this is hardly what you would call pioneering behavior. Let's see what NASA's been up to. NASA, that's how you spell it, NASA, right there. NASA actually doesn't get much money. People think it gets a lot of money. Well, that's actually quite a compliment to NASA. Most people think NASA gets 10% of the federal budget, 20%, maybe as little as 5% of the federal budget. What NASA actually gets is 1/2 of 1% of the federal budget, 0.005 times the federal budget. So this is 1/2 of 1%, 1/2 of a penny on your tax dollar. If you pull out a dollar bill and you cut 1/2 of 1% of its width, you don't even get into the ink. You're still in the outer border of that bill. That is NASA's annual budget, and it pays for the space shuttle, all launch vehicles, the Mars rovers, Hubble, space station, astronauts, NASA centers, space missions, all of it. So the people say, why are you spending money up there and not down here? That's not that much money. What are you saying? What, you think if we took this money from the federal, if you said, let's not spend this because we have problems on Earth. Oh, okay, let's take this and give it to the problems on Earth. Is that going to solve those problems? You think this little slidging of the, but they put it back as this. Let me keep going here. We somehow believe that we were leaders and visionaries in space. Here's an interesting quote. I'm not that interested in space. I wonder who said that. Oh. John Kennedy to James Webb in 1962. That's who said that. How about this quote? It's Kennedy again. This is, whether we like it or not, a race. Everything we do ought to be tied to getting to the moon. So it had nothing to do with we're explorers, we're visionaries, where's our DNA, we're American. It's like, no, we're at war. Russia is beating us in every measurable way. So I'm angry. I'm angry. So I have to calm down and then sort of take a cleansing breath and bring to you the cosmic perspective. Now, okay. So now the cosmic perspective is not always make you feel big. Most of the time, it makes you feel little. So I'm just warning you before you start applauding. Okay. Now that dude up there, he might applaud no matter what, okay? Who was happy to learn how stupid we are about the universe. My favorite planet, Saturn, viewed from the front, but let's go behind it and view it with one of our satellites, and you'll view Saturn eclipsing the sun. One of the most stunning images ever to come out of the NASA portfolio. The sun is behind Saturn in this image. And the sunlight is illuminating the outer rim of the upper clouds of the ball. And you see the ring system illuminated from behind Saturn. Now, we're looking towards the inner solar system because the sun is behind Saturn. Saturn's far away. Saturn is 10 times farther from the sun than Earth is. So let's zoom in a bit. I see something there. Wait, what's that? Oh, there's a little speck. Oh, that's Earth, by the way. Sorry, I meant to tell you that. That little speck, that 4-pixel speck, is planet Earth. You want to get a feeling for that, go listen to Carl Sagan recite his own words about a pale blue dot, where on that speck is everyone you've ever known, all wars that have been fought over temporary demarcations in soil that exists on that speck. How full of ourselves we are when viewed only from Earth.